Hall of Fame. Misty, how have you liked Canton so far?
Canton is amazing. Everybody's so sweet and nice and just welcoming, and you feel comfortable here, and it's awesome.
1480 WHBC.
All right, there's our favorite song every Thursday morning. And I was off last Thursday. I forgot to find out what happened with the baseball game. We have Bobby DiBiasio with us this morning, of course, as always. What happened in the day game last week, Bob? Did they win?
Nope. We ended up just splitting a series. We had a rain out on Wednesday. So we won the first game against Kansas City, had a rain out, then lost game 2. We'll take it to them because at the end of this month, we have a pretty interesting road trip at the end of June as we go to Baltimore, who's playing very, very well.
Yeah.
For 3, and then we go to Kansas City for 4. Start Thursday through Sunday. Last night was a tough one against the Reds. They got the one big swing of the bat that we couldn't get to get a win. But then immediately you switch over to the Yankee Royals game and see the Yankees have won their 3rd straight against the Royals. So in essence, we stayed 5.5 up on the guys chasing us. So in my mind, it was a tie yesterday.
There you go. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah. And we were just saying before we came on, it was a good homestand. We had talked so much about the homestand, and it turned out pretty darn good.
Not bad. And the fun part was, again, we had some sellout crowds over the weekends, and look to have that continue here when we return home. We go to Toronto this weekend. The Blue Jays, who had been in the conversation of matching up with the Orioles and the Yankees to see who might win the American League East, they find themselves a couple games under 500 and already 15 back of the Yankees. So they're not off to the start that they were hoping for up there in Toronto. But we'll see them 6 times over the next week because we'll go there Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend. And we return home on Tuesday to face the Seattle Mariners, who I believe are the leaders of the American League West. So they're playing very well. And then the Blue Jays come into town for the following weekend series, which is a full array of promo calendar. Cleguardians.com to go find out. We got a Josh Naylor bobblehead on Saturday, Shaquille O'Neal Diesel concert post game on Saturday as well. The 22nd, fireworks and Sugardale Dollar Dogs, all the fun things on the Friday. The 21st, and then kids run the bases on Sunday. So lots going on. CleGuardians.com is the place to go.
Yeah, and we're going to have hot weather. We're going to have in the 90s next week. So
why not?
Yeah,
it's baseball weather.
Don't complain about, having to watch baseball in the snow or anything. It gives you have that chance to get out there.
Hot weather and baseball, nothing better.
Yeah, and honestly, usually I ask you about any problematic things that are happening, but really, nothing out of the ordinary, right?
It's still injury bug a little bit. Hope Gavin Williams, who really performed well last year as one of our starters, is turned the corner, and he's getting regular rotation down in Columbus. So that's a really good thing. That don't know how many starts it'll take for him to get back into getting Cleveland across his chest, but we'll see. But that's a good thing because, our starting rotation, which first time in 10, 11 years, we've talked about, our starting rotation needs some help. And again, that's pretty rare for us.
Yeah. Well, hey, if we can just, the way we always talk about winning this series, and that's, keep it up, keep doing that. And
yep, that's the goal. Stephen Kwan, I don't know why all of a sudden he popped into my head when you talk about winning series. It's guys like Stephen Kwan that just keep this thing rolling. He's batting 380. One of the things he may have more 3-hit games than he does 0-hit games. I don't know. There are certainly more 2-hit games than he has 0-hit games. I'll have to double check that stat. But the cool thing about him is that the other night he had 3 hits, and after the game, last night he had 2. After the game, the players were actually talking about how would you pitch this guy? So when your own teammates start that kind of conversation because they marvel at the ability of a guy, I just think that's the coolest thing about the camaraderie of a clubhouse is that kind of, how, so then Mandy Bell of MLB.com did a pretty cool story about, okay, if you throw him high and in, here's what he's batting. If you throw him low and away, here's what he's batting through fan graphs and those stats.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun story.
Yeah, so if they're thinking that, imagine what the other teams are thinking too.
Yeah. Well, they got their analytics department going crazy trying to figure out, okay, how do we attack this guy?
Well, it's going to be fun to see how they do it, or try to anyway.
Exactly. But we're home next Tuesday, the Mariners, and then the Blue Jays on a fun-filled weekend. CleGuardians.com is the place to go.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Talk soon.
Thank you, Pam. Have a great day.
Now, Money News at 25 and 55.
Weekdays